15th August 1947. On the stroke of midnight, India achieved its independence from British. The empire that almost crippled India's economy converted one of the richest countries in the world to one of the poorest. Some estimates say that Britishers almost looted 45 trillion US dollars from India. It is almost 15 times of India's 2019 nominal GDP, which stands just below $3 trillion. When Britishers came to India, its share in world economy was 23%, and when they left, it had fallen down to 4%. When Britishers arrived on the shores of India, India contributed 27% of total world trade, and when they left, just 2%. The biggest exporter became the biggest importer. Kohinoor, Amravati, marble are just the name of few precious things that were taken out from India during colonial period. India's economy crippled under British rule. Every war that Britishers ever had was financed by the Indian taxpayers. During World War I, one-sixth of the British forces were in invasion. 600,000 guns were supplied from India, and in total, approximately 1 billion pounds was extracted from the Indian subcontinent during World War I. In World War II, the figure just went up. 2.5 million Indian soldiers were being deployed, and of total, 3 billion pound debt on Britain, 1.25 billion pounds were paid by India. The Industrial Revolution of Britain, which transformed Britain to one of the most powerful and influential countries in the world, was fully financed by the Indian taxpayers. And it all started during Mughal Empire. Initially, Britishers came as traders and merchants to fulfill the demand of Indian product in the European market. But after the death of Aurangzeb, the sixth Mughal emperor, Mughal Empire started to crumble. The empire was carved out into various new smaller empires ruled by independent Nawab and Maharajas. And Britishers saw this as a golden opportunity. Initially, they were basically based in Kolkata, which was then called Calcutta, and were under the Nawab of Bengal, Ali Vardi Khan. But after his death, he was succeeded by his grandson, Siraj-ud-Dawla, and after the death of Ali Vardi Khan, British started fortification of nearby forts and came in direct conflict with the Nawab. And on 23rd June 1757, Siraj-ud-Dawla forces met the forces of British near the village of Police, which was called as Plassey by the Britishers. Siraj-ud-Dawla forces outnumbered the British forces by the factor of 10, but Britishers bribed Siraj-ud-Dawla's commander-in-general, Mir Jafar Ali Khan, and promised that he will be the next Nawab of Bengal, and hence forces under Mir Jafar refused to fight. And this resulted in a decisive victory of Britishers in the Battle of Plassey. With this, Britishers got the direct control over the Bengal region, and who would have thought that this battle will change the continent forever. After Bengal, Britishers started expanding their empire on the policies of divide and rule. With this, they defeated independent Nawab and Maharajas, and at the end of the 18th century, almost every part of the subcontinent was under the influence of East India Company. And with this, Britishers started exploiting the Indian economy to finance their European war with France and their industrial revolution. The handloom weavers, who were popular around the world for their clothes and fabrics, were put under heavy tariffs and duties. Britishers forcefully shut down their business and took away the raw material to Britain and returned the finished product to India. Things like railway and our British architecture, on which some people claim that colonization helped India to grow, but railways were basically constructed so that raw material could be easily transported to ports and then to Britain. It was not constructed for the Indian people to use it as transportation. Even Indians were not allowed to use the railways. But the cost of railways were completely paid by the Indians. Britishers even imposed twice the total cost of railways on Indian taxpayers. And Britishers are not just the one who ruled India. Nadir Shah, who invaded India in 1738, took away the precious peacock throne and completely destroyed the prosperous Punjab region of India. Since independence, India has seen as an economy and is recovering from its darkest phase, but still there is a lot of work to do. Even after 70 years of independence, we still have the inferiority complex to the Western culture, and we still don't value our own Indian culture as well as our Indian history. But we have to ensure that India get back to the position which it held 200 years ago.